Okay. So this is just a short video to show you how to make it so that that the QuickCheck stuff can be loaded into your a module so that it's available to be loaded into your Haskell programs. Now, I've already run this here, but I can show you what I did. So the first step is, so you start it. So this is the instructions. Well, these instructions also work for me in an environment where I just had Emacs running with my regular GHCI. So I can just do this in my terminal, or I can do it in the terminal in here that is part of the Docker container if you want it to, if you're using that particular image of Haskell. So here's how you do it. Either place, really. You say Cabal update first, and that make sure that Cabal has all the latest package information, all the dependencies, the current dependencies that are there. And so now here, that's going into the file system that's associated with the Docker image, but it's also going into this update is also happening in my own file system as far as I understand it. So then Cabal install, here's the command, QuickCheck, and you got to say that it's a library. I don't know what happens actually if you don't say it's a library. But if you use the --lib option, which was not on the thing that I gave you in the announcement, this will install. Now, for me, it says, oh, it's up to date. So if it had been updated, if QuickCheck had been updated, this would have put a new one in there, but it says everything's up to date. So now, I don't know, let me put that thing someplace else. I can, whoa, okay, 10 minutes to my other meeting. Now what I can do is I can load like this file above lists that has this file here, which imports QuickCheck. And so down here, oh, first I got to start GHCI. So I start the interpreter and then I load lists and it says, hey, everything loaded. Now in here, I have two tests, two property tests that are explain something about the relationship of cons and append, and then something about append and length. So I called this one, okay, append cons. I should maybe have called it cons append because to be consistent with the first thing is cons. Oh, cons end. This relates cons and append, and this one relates length of append with the lengths. Maybe I need to make this just a little bit smaller so you can see the entire thing. So this one's basically saying if I take an X and I cons it onto a list of X's, that's the same thing as taking the X and wrapping it inside, making it a list into a list containing one element X, and then appending that onto X's. So this is the relationship between cons and append. And so down here, I can, let's reload it because I think I just changed. And now I can say quick, and I hate this capital C, QuickCheck prop append. I forgot to save it. Okay, it passed 100 tests. What does that mean? Well, it means that they created 100 different random lists of different kinds of different lengths for x's and randomly chose an x and then ran through and verified that this equality was true for 100 different random cases. What about let's try it on prop length append. Now I'm using the built-in length function and the built-in append function that comes with this, and it runs 100 tests. And this one says, if I glue two lists together, the length of the list glued together is the same as the length of the first list alone added to the length of the second list. And that's a nice property about length and append that kind of characterizes append, that you don't lose anything when you glue them together. Okay, so that's a little bit about QuickCheck and how to install it, and thanks for listening.